Is Margarita Mariscal. I work in a universal preschool, and I have been very fortunate enough to work in several different types of settings. This year I work in an 813 classroom, the year before that a 613, and the year before that a 12. I've actually been able to work in an integrated in my 10 years of working in the same school. Looking at these behavior intervention strategies, one really stuck out to me, the mystery motivator. It is something that I can see that can work very well in a 12 or an ITC classroom. To use the mystery motivator, a teacher really needs to observe her classroom and see what setting this strategy can work well in. In my opinion, this strategy will work really great in those small group activities. This is when the children become kind of rowdy and they kind of need something to bring them back into focus of what's going on in these small group activities. I would observe for several days to really pinpoint those main behaviors that a teacher's trying to diminish. For example, not raising their hands, getting up without asking to, distracting other children. The article says that you should keep a tally to see within 2 or 3 days how many times those particular children's act up, and make what they consider to be a cutoff, meaning let's say within 2 or 3 days Johnny stands up without permission 10 times. So you're going to cut off maybe at 5. So you want to reduce it by 5 within a set amount of time, maybe within a week or a month. Then a teacher will create a poster that will remind the children of what it is that they're supposed to be doing. Kind of like a token reward system that would last, let's say, for about a week. At the end of the week, they know that if they are able to reduce their behavior and, like I said, out of the 10, try to behave, and let's say they get a 2, they acted up twice only, then they know that by the end of the week they'll be able to get this mystery reward. I like to use a lot of visuals, and this intervention does use a visual. It actually suggests to use an envelope, and inside the envelope we put index cards, and each index card has a reward, anything from an edible to an activity to anything that the children will be motivated to want to have. Put these envelopes in a box with a big question mark on it, so the children actually don't know what's inside these envelopes. So it's like a visual reminder, okay, if I behave very well today and at the end of the week I see that I'm doing excellent and I'm doing my work, I'm going to be able to put my hand in that box and I'll get a reward. This mystery motivator actually can be generalized to one individual or can be generalized to a whole group. From then, the teacher will create a calendar, and that calendar would have underneath the tally of how well the children behave, but those tallies will be covered. And at the end of, let's say, a week, there's going to be a double M on this last box. So the children would sit down and the teacher would unreveal the tally and go, oh, look, guys, very well. Day 1, you guys behave, let's say, 50%. And the next day, oh, you guys did much better. You guys, you behave very well. There's only 30% that were not behaving. And the following day, I have to apologize. Again, it'll be, oh, wow, 10%. So at the end, they're able to take away that hidden MM, and they get to say, oh, we get to go see inside the box and see what we're going to get. And then the children will be able to, put their hand inside and pick a reward. And it's something that keeps the children motivated. And once you see that it's working, I would say, depending on the types of behaviors you're dealing with, maybe within a month or so, you'll be able to start to fade that away. And the children will be able to understand without this reward system the rules and what they're supposed to do. And I actually worked in the 12, which I think that this idea would have worked wonderful in. There were several kids that were hitting and kicking, and we tried the token reward and putting the kids' names up with little stars, and it didn't seem to work. But I have a feeling that if we would have used some sort of a mystery prize, I think that would have kept the kids more motivated, especially since I work with preschool children. they kind of like that mystery. They kind of like that, oh, a surprise, birthday party, you get a surprise inside that box. So I really think that this intervention would work very well, especially within a preschool setting. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.